Hi, everybody. This is Fred from Creator, and you're watching Loud TV.
This is actually our second video interview together.
Yes.
Our first one was with Cincinnati
Yes.
in Paris.
Mhm.
And so few months later, you were involved into Creator. You know Mile for years, and he asked you to join the band for just a show, and you said no, I want to be Creator for real.
Yeah. You know the story. Yes, indeed.
So was it easy to join a such band? You know, like
Yeah, well, I mean, it depends on the spot. The story itself is very easy because indeed, I've known Miller since actually yesterday I did an interview and I said 2002, but wrong. I've known him since 2003. And we bumped into each other, several occasions like festivals and whatnot. So the joining the band in itself, it was just a phone call away. I called him. He wanted me to do a couple of shows, and I said a couple of shows. It doesn't work with my schedule at the moment, but if you want me to stay in the band, then I say goodbye to my previous band, and here we go. So it's that simple, but obviously that probably involves also the fact that I've been playing music for quite a while now and developing my career and whatnot. So it's that easy and also not that easy. But yeah, I mean that's how it went. That was very quick and spontaneous in that sense. When he called me, that was the day after my birthday. I was on my way back from Hellfest,
yeah.
And as a matter of fact, so I was at the airport and I opened my backpack and someone stole my laptop and Bluetooth speaker and Bluetooth. So I was pissed. I was like, oh my god, still drunk from my birthday, and I was like, oh my god, it sucks. And then I got the phone call and still kind of drunk. So I guess that's what gave me the energy or the balls to just go like, I wanna be in the band for real. And yeah, so that's how it went. Yeah.
Uh, how did you work with Mile, and is it easy to work with a guy? I've met him several times and several interviews with him, and I would say it's I don't know him personally, but he's a great guy, and yeah, so down to earth guy.
Yeah, well, that's exactly that. Obviously, as far as I'm concerned, joining a band that's been existing for such a long time and has a legacy and whatnot, you just you, you have to find your marks. If they ask me to join the band, it's not just so I stay like that and just like you guys go. I guess if they ask me, I mean, that's how I saw it. I was like, if they ask me, that's probably because of what I'm capable of doing, of what they know of, I don't know, in terms of playing, production, songwriting, and whatnot. So um, I just thought, fuck it. I just bring my ideas and see how it goes. And everything went super smoothly. Everybody is very easy to work with, Mila, but also Sammy and Ventor. So it's really easy. I wish I could tell you, oh, it's been difficult and just like give you some
No.
clickbait or something. But no. The truth is, it's been super easy since day one. Since I joined, I've been in the rehearsal room, practice room for those two shows. So that was in October 2019. I was a little nervous at first, obviously, because although I was in the band. It was still, if I don't know, like if I would grab my bass and play like, then probably they would have said, well, actually, no. Oh, here's my cat. But hold on. There you go.
Hey.
Yeah, that's better. Ça va? That's also one of the reasons why we're doing the interview in that room is because I left the window open and I was waiting for the cat to come back because it's mice season. I don't know. She brings back a lot of that stuff, so I need to be careful. So that's the reason. Anyway, yeah, that first day in the rehearsal room could have gone wrong, but we played the first few bars of Violent Revolution, looked at each other. I saw them looking at each other, going like, "Yeah, this is cool," and I was like, "Yeah, this is fucking cool." So, and since then, everything's been going like that, and that's the truth. We keep looking at each other, going like, "Yeah, that's fucking cool." I can see that they feel refreshed by my presence, because a new member means new blood, means new energy, and yeah, and for me, it's also very very cool to from these guys seeing their enthusiasm. So it's just like a very nice, it's a very nice ideal scenario.
And Christian, Christian, he saw you in studio. He met you. He told me that you were kind of surprised, but he said, "Yeah, no, cool."
Yeah. So what happened was we were in Essen. They were from Sami lives in Finland, but Spizi, Mille, and Ventor are from Essen. And that was summer 2020, because that's when we were doing the pre-production for the new album. And it was Ventor's wife who picked us up at the airport, Sami and I. She was like, "Right, let's go and have a drink." And we were just like, "Can we go?" No, let's go and have drinks, which was cool. They were having like a sort of a, it was definitely COVID time, because they were having like a gig outside. And I remember just like, okay, let's, it's actually a cool idea. I haven't seen live music in a while. And I'm there with my drink outside, and I saw Spizi coming from the other side of the the square, I mean the place. Like, so I saw him walking towards me, and I was a little nervous, because I've known him for a while as well, but we didn't talk about that. So I was like a little like, and he came straight to me, and he was like, "Frédéric," and I was like, "Hey, how are you doing?" And everything went super well. There was absolutely no drama at all. But it's normal for me. Like, I'm the new girlfriend, so he's the old girlfriend. So obviously I was a little nervous, but I think that's human nature. But no, everything was fine. We were actually sitting at the same table and having drinks. So it's all good.
So it seems that you wanted music quite brutal, and because a huge fan of course, thrash and death metal.
Yeah.
And so it seems that Mille sent you quite brutal music, and the album is we will talk about it, but it's quite brutal, and some thrash metal fans won't be disappointed.
No, they shouldn't be. I think that was the idea. Like, obviously, most of the stuff was written before I was there, so it's not like I said I want brutal, and then we had to redo the whole thing. It just turned out that that's exactly, again, which is why I'm saying this is a very nice atmosphere. It's because we were all going in the same direction. I was just like, before we started, I just like, what I would like to do is something, a bit more aggressive, and maybe, how should I say, stripped down than the previous two albums, because they were great in terms of songwriting, and the production of Jens Bogren is amazing, and he's a good friend of mine. And but I thought, maybe what I personally wanted from a creator was like a more aggressive guitar sound. So I mentioned a few times, I said, Extreme Aggression or Enemy of God in terms of guitar sound, and it as it turned out, everybody was on the same page, just like, yeah, that's what we have in mind as well. So we took Mille's ideas plural, and we just we had the same goal. We wanted to get rid of the bullshit, but also keep the elements of what made Creator great in 2010s years, which is like, also that sense of melody. It was no point going back to Endless Pain and Pleasure to Kill and just go like, fuck that. So it's like, whereas it still goes in the same direction, the same evolution. It's more like I'd say it's the same recipe, but also with more aggression. But at the same time, thinking about it, there's also like, it's a diverse album. It's not just like you have 10 Hey Tuber Alice or 10 Killer of Jesus. You have songs like Strongest of the Strong, for example, that just came out a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, which is like mid tempo at more so it goes in different. It's diverse, but also has the same energy as the first albums, I think. But we can carry on talking about it. I suppose you have questions.
Because and after all, indeed, Mille has always evolved. I saw them at the Locomotive at the time for what was the album? Like in 97 or when the
97, that would have been either
Outcast. It was Outcast,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, because Cause for Conflict is 95. So
yeah, and I know Mille doesn't like this album, Cause for Conflict.
I know. I love the album.
I love the album. I love the brutality. It's one of the most brutal albums ever. It's a hardcore thrash metal. And I know that he doesn't like this album, but never mind. He's the boss after all.
Yeah, but it's funny. It's funny that you like it. I do like it too. I know, for example, that Raph from Mass Hysteria loves it too. Maybe it's a French thing. I don't know. Maybe French people really like that album. But I think when it came out, it was just like you said, it was like super brutal, and I keep mentioning it, so there's no, like, I know that they played Lost a few times, but I guess for him it's not so much the album itself, it's more like what evolves around. I would compare to it's a different genre, of course, but I've done some albums with certain people at a certain point in my life that maybe the music itself is good, but you just look back and you go like, I don't, at the time I wasn't having fun. Like for example, when I was back in 2003, when I was in Heavenly, we did the album Dust to Dust. And I think the songs are great, but it's just, I don't enjoy that album at all, because so when people are just like, well, this is a great album, I'm like, because for me, what the memories that I brought back are just like memories of arguing and a pain in the ass to travel, blah blah. So I guess for him it's similar. So for us it's just like, fuck yeah, Lost, amazing song, or and for him it's just like shitty times. So that's what it is.
I can remember watching Lost on French TV. Like it was M6 Express at that time.
Yeah.
So
Metal Express, you mean?
Metal Express. I can remember. But Mille has always evolved, trying something new, and even in Outcast it was different. I like this album, and so there are choirs on Become Immortal, which is really surprised, and clean vocals on Conquer and Destroy. And by the way, who did sing on the clean vocals? And there are also female vocals on the Midnight Sun.
The clean vocals in Midnight Sun, it's done by Sofia Portanet, who's actually half French. So so that's cool.
Keep the French touch.
Yeah. But I guess that's the what's interesting is just that the fact that we want to keep things fresh, and there's no point repeating the same formula all the time. So Become Immortal is talking about the first years of the band, how the band got created and whatnot, and I was very young back then, so it has that nice old school vibe, and also indeed it has choirs and a sort of like a I'd say new wave of British heavy metal kind of vibe to it, and that's what's great, and I'm glad that like you said, and like I said earlier, like most of the material, like 80% of the material was brought by Mille, but I'm glad that we could all participate, and I'm glad that I could like definitely arrange a couple of things in terms of like bringing riffs or ideas or make the whole thing benefit from my touch. Not that it sounds. The only song that I co-wrote a song with Miller, and it's Dying Planet. So that one had, yeah. So that's the one we wrote together. So that's one has more of a perhaps like a Synth touch to it. Like it has death and black metal touch to it, which is great. So yeah, it has variety. Like I said, it's a diverse album, but it's still Creator, which is great. Yeah.
And so the first track, it's an intro. Sergio Corbucci is dead.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of a bizarre title, I would say.
Yeah.
Because so Corbucci was an Italian cinema director.
Yes.
Dead in 1990. So what did he call him? This such track,
Yeah, Miller came up with the title, and we all we had was like the intro at first, and it sounded very Ennio Morricone. It does, it has that sort of Western vibe, and then and that there was that. I didn't even think when we were working on it. To me, it was attached to Hey Tuba Alles. Sorry, so I knew that. I remember sending some guitars. When was that? Like earlier, like last year, maybe in January, February. It doesn't matter. I remember he sent me the idea. Then I recorded some guitars, sent it back. Just like, okay, blah 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 blah. And then we recorded the track in the studio. And same thing. I didn't even think about. It has to have a name, a title. To me, it was intro. And then when Miller sent me the or was it Arthur? One of them two sent me the album. Once it was mixed, and then I saw Sergio Corbucci is dead. And I'm like, okay. So I asked Miller, and I thought that was cool at the same time because it makes your eyebrow go like, and I asked him. I said, yeah. He said, why not? So I said, what am I supposed to say in an interview? And he was like, well, say, why not? And I think that's the perfect answer. That's cool that it raises questions. It's a hint at Bauhaus. Bela Lugosi is dead. And it sounds Western, and it's cool. We didn't think twice about having such an intro on the album. It's not like the album is like a seventh son of a seventh son, and the whole album is about cowboys. It's not that. I think it's just like it's a nice touch, and people ask questions, and it's cool.
And it reminds me, of course, when we talk about metal and Western spaghetti. It's like a kind of the intro of Metallica,
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
It will be a nice intro if you.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Right now, we're not using it because people it, but people don't. So we're using something different for now. But I'm looking forward to have that on Sega. Like, that's it. Haha. No. For this one, we worked with Arthur Risks, who's been working with several bands. Like he's done Sacred Reich, Soulfly, Cavalera Conspiracy, on two others, Ghostman. Arthur did a great job. He was also on the same. He had the same ideas as us, because like I told you, we wanted something like a bit more aggressive, and then once we had done all the pre-production for the album, it just came in and it was just like, I want the album to be like in your face. So let's get rid of the dead wood, if you will. So it's just like we had certain songs that would extend, like the outro would be longer, and it was just like, nah, fuck that, go boom, straight, or the intro go like bum 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 bum, and we were just like, fuck yeah, it's right. A song like Pride, the second to last on the album, had a different tempo, and we didn't know what to do with it, and he just came out with that idea of having like that drum rhythm and whatnot. So he was full of great ideas as well. We had done a great job at doing pre-production, and it just helped us define it even better and make it even more aggressive. And it was also great in studio because uh, working with Jens, for example, is very meticulous, paying attention to all the details. And Arthur, I had that a sort of like more laid back approach, which is something different, but worked very well for that sort of energy that we wanted for the album. Like sometimes I would, tuning was maybe a little off, and I was just like, shall we? Was just, nah, it doesn't matter. And he was right, because by allowing those little little things that are not perfect, it just gives you like a more vibrating thing in the end, if that makes sense. But it just like the result is great, and that's what matters. Yeah.
And I'm always surprised by the energy with the voice of Mile, and so Eight Uber Alles is the second song, and it's always in your face, and I think he will always have this aggressivity, in studio and on stage is so amazing.
Yeah. Well, I suppose that's also that's what makes the band what it is. It's the end of the day. Someone was asking him the other day, what's most important for you, playing guitar or vocals or whatever. Who was asking that? I can't remember. But we were together, and we agreed that I guess what matters the most is in his case is probably the vocals, because that's what people recognize first. Because the guitar sound, like. Nowadays, everybody has more or less like it's distortion and drums in your face. We have our own touch, and that's what makes the band unique in that sense. But most of the people actually recognize the voice first. Like my mother always, when I was talking about bands, I was trying to tell her that heavy metal wasn't that bad. So years ago, when I started to listen to heavy metal, and she would always say he's great. Like we would talk about Iron Maiden. I said, listen to that. For her, it was the vocals, and I guess that's what made me understand that most of the people really pay attention to the vocals first and foremost, and that's fine with that, and then on the other end of the spectrum you have the bass that no one cares about, but that's okay too.
But yeah, bass is so really important. It gives another dimension to metal and to great albums.
Yeah, nowadays it's more or less, especially in heavy metal. Well, it depends on which bands, but it's usually like doing more or less. There's no point trying to make it too complicated just so that people can listen to you. And I think you have like certain recipes. For example, in a song like Killer of Jesus, in the pre-chorus, I had originally something a bit more intricate, or actually definitely more intricate on bass, and that was great too. But then when you want something that is efficient and in your face, sometimes you have to get rid of stuff. And I remember I'm the one who actually went like, oh, sorry, but I'm gonna hold back, and I'm just gonna play like something way more simple, because vocals and aggression, and there's no point for me to go do because that's what I was doing. And but yeah, some people sometimes don't really know what bass does. My wife, for example, she's always like, I can't hear the bass. Like, okay, but now just, something's missing. That's exactly what it is. It's just that range, and it's not, it depends on the kind of music. Yeah, like I said, some, if you listen to disco music, for example, then the bass is just like in your face. And for stuff that thrash, it's also like sonically, if you put the bass too loud, then you're missing all the aggression of the high end and whatnot. So but that's cool. I know the bass is at the right level, and I know on stage it's loud as well. So they're definitely not burying me in the back. So that's cool. And even if it was, I don't care. I'm past that level. I remember when I started to play bass with DragonForce, I was frustrated because I'm originally a guitar player, and I guess I had that sort of ego that, oh yeah, I want people to listen to me, and I want the bass to be loud, and fuck, I wish I was the one playing guitar, and blah 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 blah, all that unnecessary bullshit. And now I'm just like, at that point in my career, I've got nothing to prove to myself or to other people. And I know that people know me also for my songwriting, and I get to play guitar in, Sinsenam, Amahiru. I also play a bit of guitar on the Creator album, rhythm guitar, that is. So yeah, so I'm not in that position anymore, which is good. I came to terms with this. I'm at peace with myself.
So, will you be at peace live? And I hope to see you very, very soon. I think you will play very soon in Europe too.
Yeah, we play. So France, we're playing Hellfest. Aren't we playing Motocultor as well? I believe we are.
I think so.
Yeah. We've got a bunch of European festivals this summer, which is great because I just got back from Norway. We played Inferno Festival. We were headlining the Sunday, the last day, and that was great. Last year we were supposed to play Motocultor, but that got cancelled. So we haven't done a lot of gigs, which is frustrating because every time it's great. So for me, obviously I'm just like, this is like a new toy. I'm like, oh, this is cool, and I love the songs, and I love the energy, and I can tell that it's the same with them. So it's always like frustrating. We just feel like, fuck yeah, like we left the stage of the Inferno, and we were just like, this is awesome. And then straight there I was like, oh fuck, because tomorrow we need to go home, and that's it. And there's no continuation, and that's very frustrating for us. So at least this summer we'll get to play a bunch of festivals. That's great. And we also have Europe at the end of the year, which has been postponed, I believe, 3 times. It's that tour with Lamb of God, which we were supposed to do in March 2020. And then it got postponed to it was November, December 2020, then postponed to winter 2020, then winter 2021, and now winter 2022. So hopefully that will be the good one. It should be okay, hopefully.
Yeah. And to finish, what are your other projects with, like, you were playing, you were supposed to play a few shows with Loud Blast, and what about the Sincenum? Is the project that?
So Loud Blast, I'm supposed to play a few shows with them. Unfortunately, we had to cancel the one that was going to happen this weekend, the ones due to some issues. So we have to cancel that, but I'll be playing one in a couple of weeks. So that's still going, but the guys in Loud Blast know that my priority is Creator, so that's fine. I've got either Niklos or PE, which are 2 good friends of mine that used to play in Maladaptive together, and they can replace me when I'm away, which is unfortunate because I love playing with Loud Blast, and I think our last album Manifesto is great. So I am part of Loud Blast. In fact, they are going to be here next week. We're going to spend a week together with Stéphane and Hervé, the singer and the drummer, for those who don't know. And we're going to work on the album, but mostly we're going to have fun. And so that's still happening, of course. Then the band Amahiru, in which I play guitar together with the Japanese guitar player Saki. So that's more melodic heavy metal, hard rock. That's still going as well. The problem is that the album came out the same day as Loud Blast, I believe, during the pandemic, and also that came out a few weeks after my father passed away. So that just came out at a wrong time in my life, obviously. And with Amahiru, it would have been great to release the album and then go on tour and present it to the people, which is a similar issue that we had with Sincenum when it came out. So I believe the first album is great. I believe I'm really proud of what we've done, and I want to carry on with this because now, back when I was in Dragon Force, I needed Sinsenum a lot to express myself, because that was the kind of music that that I wanted to play, and all I was doing was just melodic power metal. But now the balance, shifted, because now I've got Creator, Loud Blast, and Sinsenum, and here's the melodic stuff. So I definitely need I'm a Hero, and we're working on new material. And here's the cat again. Voilà. Ça va? Tu veux faire l'interview? Oui. And as for Sinsenum, well, unfortunately, Joey passed away last summer. Funny enough, he had like I don't know how many black cats he had, but that's funny that we're talking about him right now. But we want to carry on. Actually, I've got all the songs ready to go. I just need to find time. Now Creator is coming out, so there's no rush in that. That's like I said, that's my full priority. But with that being said, I have plans on recording the music probably this summer, because I have a gap in July. So I think that's when we're gonna record the new album, and that will come out in its right time. I think it's not wrong to say that's what he would have wanted us to do. I'm sure that he would have said, you guys carry on. So that's what we're doing. So this is still going. Yes.
Great. So busy year for you, and it's great.
Yeah, I've got with that, and on top of that, I've got I recorded the guitar and bass for Mark Hudson, singer of Dragon Force. He's got a solo album coming out later this year, I believe, and I've done all the rhythm and lead guitars, not solos, but like melody guitars called leads, and bass. And there's also another band I've done a guitar and bass for. Hasn't been announced yet, but it will come out in July, I believe, and I'm really excited about that. It's more in the black metal vibe, but it will be announced later. So yes, I am very busy as usual, but that's cool. I mean, I find it hard to turn down great opportunities. At the same time, I don't think it's great to just do stuff and just say yes to whatever, because that's not the point. I'm not running after just look at me. But when I get like great opportunities and great music, I cannot turn it down. I have to. I think life is very short, and I think it's just like it's humbling, and it's an honor to be asked to be part of great artistic stuff. So that's why when the project is great, when the music is great, obviously I'm going to say yes. So
you remind me Dirk Verbeuren, and
yeah.
He always say, or most of the time he say yes to every
project. Yeah. But I guess if you're asked, if someone asking you, that's really cool, because that means they're asking you, not someone else. That's already like sort of, oh, thank you very much, And if the music is great, I think there's no problem in doing that. Plus, it just keeps everything fresh, because doing one style of music all the time to me would be boring. So I'm very happy when I get asked to do other stuff. So that's just very it keeps everything exciting. So yes, so I'm happy.